Hello, everybody. We are back. Seems like I got some stream stuff figured out, so we're going to do some replays so you guys can see my couple matches and I can get them out there on Twitch and everything like that. And again, we are going to start with we'll start with Worlds. So you can already see we did unfortunately take a loss, but let's see how we got there. Where is it? Right here. So he gets a Bloodweiser keg and an assistant coach, although he doesn't necessarily fully need it. Oh, no wonder the KOs didn't stay out. I forgot. So I elected to receive the ball. We're gonna play this mostly just from my perspective, so we can kind of see how everything goes. He sets up gyro trap sets up in a little bit further back. Boat defense. I will still call it a boat defense no matter what. First kick off. He gets a solid defense but doesn't change it and it goes out. So I give it to my wolf that I am trying to score on. We take some initial hits. First off with our Wraiths. And then we kind of go central with our defense here. Getting our cage set up. We're pretty secure, but still having a nice little cage set up just to be safe. While you guys are watching this stuff here, make sure our RPG. It is cool. We don't take too many hits. He comes after our flush golem, gets the knockdown, but stand firm, kind of in place. And that's all that he does. We stand our flesh golem up. We start moving up the pitch so we can get everything more or less ready to go. So we have a little bit of a setup. He comes and starts moving to defend. And we get an injury on a zombie, which we don't really care about. We had a bench. He's going to be MNG. Fails our regen there. Doesn't really matter too much. Werewolf gets shoved up. And then the elf comes in, gets a push, pushes directly up, and gets the pow on our block wolf, who is stunned, which does suck. And then he takes the skull there. Bringing up a couple zombies doesn't really matter. Here I make a mistake of blitzing with this, and I'm thinking it's going to be free, but I forget about the Valkyrie. So instead, I take the risky dodge to mark the elf on this side, making it a little bit harder, and then bring up Werewolf to get it to score in place. I should have pushed the score. In my opinion, it would have stopped everything else, and it would have at least probably gotten a tie. Also should have followed that up because that could have helped prevent that from happening. Does roll into a double skull, but re-rolls it into a stumbles, which knocks the ball loose. And flies it all the way over here. To where we are currently somewhat defended. We sidestep our Wraith onto the ball, but it bounces into the Berserker hand. And then we get an injury here on Zombie, which helps even out the playing field a little bit. Does use the Apothecary right away, but still ends up with the injury. Try to blitz with the Wraith. We get just a both down. Werewolf comes up to get ready. And then surprisingly, we have a couple really good dodge attempts with this other werewolf. And then we fail a rush. But either way, we have our werewolves kind of moved into place to kind of help out a few things. Our Wraith up top, gets double marked. Sidestep Wraith, or our Wraith marking the ball carry gets taken down, which frees the Berserker. Makes a couple of go for it, fails one, but re-rolls into the success. So he is right now pretty well out of the way. Suffer a KO on a zombie. And a stun on our other Wraith, which kind of puts us in a really tough spot. So we start moving for the defense. And we start clearing a few lanes to get our werewolves a little bit more free. So that we can move and at least mark the bulk carrier, which is exactly what we go for, but then we fail. They go for it, use the reroll to succeed, and get some patty cake over at the other end. Opponent moves to do some good marking. Was going to try and bring down a blitz over here, but couldn't get it with our failing one. This foul appearance, and then we stop the. He can't blitz out with him, so he has to blitz through to get him out there. So he elects to just take the hit, gets it, but we still kind of can stand up. Try to go for a rush here so we could have blitzed off here and then treat our werewolf up a little bit more. Hey, Kitsu. We try to push around, but sidestep to mark the Valkyrie. Get a few chain pushes around here. We end up still standing around right now. Opponent takes his block here, gets it, and then moves to mark zombie. Gets a block hit here, so we're stuck there. And then with the ult, tries to go for a hit on zombie, gets skull bolt down, which ends the turn. He's set up down here. But the only thing that we do is we stand up our pieces. And then we take a big, long bomb blitz with our Harley right, and we get it. And get a stun even. Ball goes free on turn 7 for our drive. I'm doing okay. We get a few stuns in place, and then we get a skull on our one die here, which hoping for just a block or bolt down or better, but didn't work out. We stay annoying with our Wraith over here. And then they go for the pickup and fail to pick up the ball for this last their turn 7, our turn 8. We get a KO, 2 KOs on there. And then we go for the blitz with the one die blitz with the werewolf with block into the Valkyrie, and we get a skull the first one. So now it is turn 8 on my defense. He's got a chance to do that. He takes the hit with his knockdown our werewolf, so we only have one defense. He blitzes with the Valkyrie, gets the hit, frees up to do this, and then Skulls Balls downs for the last hit with the Elf, which gives us the defense for the first half. So while it was our half, we still ended up defending. We didn't get our KO back, but so we are at 11 players. He gets his KOs back, but or we're at 10 players. He is at 10 players. No problem, Kitsu. We lose a turn here, so it is already turn 10 for him. And a very shallow kick. Was hoping for a blitz, which would have been nicer, but oh well. And then he takes his few hits, gets all of some pretty good ones. He gets stunned, gets the block on our or gets the block on our flush golem, shuffles his pieces around to get the and he picks up the ball. And then it is our turn to move around. We get a nice stun. Shuffle our pieces around to try and get a little bit more control. Set our werewolves up to be close, but not too close. Elects not to follow. Gets the hit on our Wraith, which we just sidestep over here to be a little bit more annoying. And same thing where we jump our Wraith up this way to be more annoying for this defense. Get a good shove, try to set up some defenses over here so we can block everybody off. Get a double skull into double push. Trying to make a lane over here to potentially mark the ball carrier. Using a blitz from our werewolf here. Unfortunately, we just get a bunch of pushes when it comes to everything. Bring this werewolf more central down here to react to whichever way the ball carrier goes. And Elf gets a few nice hits on our zombie. And then we have a double one for the ball. For the go for it there. Which frees up the ball. So at this time right here, my main plan is to try and basically I want to free up this zombie here to come help out with a 2 die over here to push this person over here. We bring our other werewolf down and then try to actually surf the Valkyrie to get it off, but I'll let you see exactly how that happens. Stand up, and we get the movement no matter what. We free up the werewolf there. Try to go for the hit here, but only get bolt downs. Luckily, it's our block zombie. Fail to free this guy up, so we push up. Use our flesh golem to free him up. So we have to take a 1 die over here, which goes into a block because we need to free the lane up. We do our last reroll. Do free the lane. Get the blitz. And get the hit right off the bat. Don't push onto the ball. But we do get the ball and step down, so we now are in control of the ball. Our race gets injured, but does regen, so we're okay with that. Berserker surfs a zombie for us. Does his first dodge out, gets the 6. And then takes a 1 die over here. So my plan is to try to move up into this area. Get a little bit more safe here. Plan is to try and get him out of the way, clear up a little bit more lane, but unfortunately we only get pushes. And since we have to follow up, we don't create a lane, we try to dodge out and knock out our own werewolf, which frees up the ball. You can see how well this game started. It went for me. We held off pretty well at the beginning, but then our luck just went downhill from there. His Valkyrie moves in, gets the ball, and starts running free. We get hit off the ball, we get hit away. We're kind of stuck. Especially down so many players right now. Because we are down 1, 2, 3. We're down 4 players right now at this time. So I am doing everything that I can to kind of hold on. We take a hit, trying to get a little bit clear. We blitz with our flesh golem, get him off, and come down to mark this player so we have a chance to kind of push through eventually and maybe chase down with our werewolf. Unfortunately, we can't get pushes or anything like that from our opponent. He just takes everything and runs with it. I did give him this surf, so I set myself up for this, hoping to have a skull bolt down. Um, but it didn't work out, so we're down another zombie. So I set some pieces up here, and then I fail a rush trying to get a zombie into place. This match did not go my way. I definitely made some mistakes, especially watching it after the fact. I can see some mistakes that I made. But at least held off the defense the first half when I lost the ball. He scores with the Valkyrie, and we get a turn to respond. It was a pretty bloody match overall. We get everybody but one person back, so we're back to even players. But of course, last turn, he's going to set up for a one-turn defense, which I can technically do because I do have one werewolf, and I could have tried with zombies to do a handoff, but either way, it's a timeout. We get an extra turn, but unfortunately, ball stays in, and I did not set up for the timeout because I could have actually probably, depending on where the ball landed, gotten a chance to actually score. Wouldn't have been easy to get through, but I could have. So right now, then I just plan on, since I have the extra turn, maybe getting a point of SPP on Bat Bison. Fall back a couple zombies because I'm going to plan on trying to pass to them. They're the only thing that I can pass to besides my other werewolf, which I don't have because it's still knocked out. And then I just shuffle to do some shuffling. And then, for whatever reason, he sets up and moves around, gives a perfect setup for a blitz, which I oblige because I am contractually obligated to blitz to surf whenever I see. Send him off the pitch. Nothing bad happens. We get the pickup. At this point, actually, my game had disconnected, but I get the pass off, but the zombie doesn't catch, so no SPP there. Lose 1-0, but it was a pretty... It wasn't a bad match. It was actually relatively close up until that second half, when I just started to get pummeled a little bit there. Go back to the competitions. I do think that that technically gets me out of the match, or out of the chance to move on, but like I told my opponent, I'm not really in the worlds to compete. I think I'm a good coach. Don't think I'm able to do that, but we'll see towards the end how things go. Still 3 more rounds. Chance for me to get a couple of my wins and get up there. But show you what ended up with the team here. I did have a zombie that had a... You need to stay here and just stay there. Some of that was MNG, which I could have not worried about it. I did have that, but I like keeping 12 players, and I did have 80k, so I elected to fire that zombie and bring Raish El Bison back as a ghoul runner to have a little bit more movement and actually dodge to do some dodgy stuff too. I random Bat Bison because he got MVP and got Strip Ball on him, which, while not the best one, it does make him now a person who can just, if I get pushes, I can knock the ball out of the ball carrier's hand. Very nice with a werewolf, very useful. Bring me up to 1070. And we'll see how we do for going forward. Now, this one I tried to stream on Friday. Wasn't able to do that because it was having the same issues I was having this morning of drop frames and everything just falling apart and making the game, the actual game, unplayable on my side. We will do our tiny Star Wars vehicles. We have our dwarf team. We tied the last game, so you can see that. I will go over. Under Firebot. Not actually on. Didn't even connect Firebot to Twitch. Oh well. You'll see what we get for everything here. And how everything goes. So let's watch that match against the Lizard team and Captain S'mores. And despite this being a tie, hoo boy, this was a vicious match. So let's watch the replay. I'm sorry if you guys in the background hear some slurping. I am eating at the same time. Have some ramen. Just bad timing for everything after the game. He only has like 20k. He gets a temporary. He gets a cheerleader. And again, we get the chance to either receive or kick, and we elect to receive. Sets his Saurus up, not having. So let's look at the teams really quick before anything goes off here for you. So he is rocking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Saurus, 3 Skinks, and 2 Chameleon Skinks with 2 rerolls. We are rocking our team of 11, the 2 runners, 2 Troll Slayers, and the rest of us are just dwarf linemen. So, good news is we have the advantage of block and the advantage of tackle against his Skinks. Bad news is not a lot of. Changing weather. Ball goes free, and we give it to our tiny A-Wing, who we are going to try and score with. We move up just to get our defenses set up, and we go ahead and show what side we're going for. Take a block to knock down the Saurus. Push the Saurus out of the way. And then we blitz the Skink and get the POW. You can see my game plan here is hit the Skink as hard as possible. Take a Troll Slayer hit with Dauntless and that. Knock him down. Get a block off. Shuffle into defense. Reroll that skull because I need this guy standing to help with the defense. And then we get a death. Our opponent has no apothecary. So that is a Saurus dead turn 1. And if I remember that right, That just gives him 2 SVP. We get hit by a skink, but we're fine. Hit by a Saurus, we're still going to be fine. Blitz with the skink. Stays, leaves his... I think he leaves his skink up, falls the skink back. And brings the skink around. So we move this guy up to Mark 3 skinks with the plan of we're going to be bringing more dwarves up to reinforce and keep these skinks tied up. Troll Slayer hit into the Saurus. We don't get the Dauntless that time, but it doesn't matter. We still have a 1 die, and we get the POW knocking the Saurus down. Blitz into the Chameleon skink. Luckily, we have tackle. And now we are marking a buttload of skinks. We bring some dwarfs up to help defend. And then we start bullying a few Saurus with some 1 dies. And get a stun. Helping keep these Saurus kind of isolated here. There is some bully going on with his Saurus. The skink falls back, trying to help free up some other ones. Knocks down one of our dwarves. Other dwarf gets knocked down. And a skink moves in to help defend. So we go set up for defensive here. Fog the skink to Mark 3 skinks right now. We bring a dwarf over here to defend. Rush to Mark. Go for the Dauntless. Don't get the Dauntless, but again, it's called. Do have to reroll. So I could have, if I would have just re-rolled, I would have gotten down. If I got the, yeah, either way, it worked out at the end. All of these guys stand up. Fails the dodge and takes the result too, which I am shocked at. Because now we have a bunch of skink hits we can take. And just like last game with trying to hit gutter runners on a Skaven team or Underworld team, whatever we played last time, we just could not really hurt skink, at least this first half. So we start bringing people up. Go for a hit with our runner because we have block. So even if we got a hey Zoe, how you doing? Even if we got a stumbles, we could have taken them down. Take some Dauntless 1 dies. And we end up doing the bully. It gets away with the dodge here to mark my player. Gets a rerolls here, gets the dodge out. Uses all the rerolls in this one turn to hit my non-ball carrier, which if he did, he would have knocked our knocked the ball free. We get a KO on a chameleon skink. We go to secure, and then just in case we fail to dodge, and then we take the dodge, get the score, leaving our opponent the 4 turns to clap back. And we set up in anti-skink mode. His skink stays down. Gets a high kick and ends up not catching the ball. And then instantly we get another injury on a Saurus at his first top off here for that half. We obviously take the blitz on the chameleon skink, get it with the hit, get it with tackle, and then finally do injure a skink. So now he's down to just 3 skink. And then we go about the process of isolating Saurus as best we can. Don't know why I didn't try and take this 1 die hit, mostly because I was out of rerolls and game was kind of coming up not great. He gets the hit on dwarf lineman and we get injured. And this is actually our dwarf that just would have got leveled up. We tried to APO, but he is going to be MNG, but he did get a level. And we go to mark the ball. We don't give these skinks a very good opportunity to do anything, really. And then we move a scoring threat into place, trying to take advantage and get this stuff going. He 1-dies into a dwarf and gets knocked out. We then realize at turn 8, we need to get our ball carry in here, which we move all the way down here. Then we just need to clear the ball, which we do with a POW to a skink, or stumbles to a skink, and then Troll Slayer hits the skink, knocks him down. Get the pickup, get the run. But because we're dwarves, we get a 5-up pass and we roll a 1. So, wish we would have had a reroll there, but oh well. And then the 1 hit he really gets. We're there. He gets a second 1-die on a Troll Slayer. And we're stunned. But we're still up 1-0. Just and up 2 players. We kick the ball deep, which it bounces out. He gives it to his chameleon skink, which came back to KO. Once you hit that 101 Kitsu, you don't really need to do anything else for the event. It will give you a special badge that you have earned. Rerolls the skull bolt down, gets a push or gets a stumble, and knocks us down. We start moving everybody around, marking those swords and keeping those tied up um, with a dwarf each. Locking down to this side as best we can. Setting up a runner. Bring another runner up. Get ready. Fail Dauntless. But get the skulls. Or get the bolt down. And move to get ready. So our opponent's rerolls are all gone here. And he starts to move skinks down to defend. Although doesn't have a lot of good defenses right now, options, being down a few players. We get a 2-die. Agree to reroll that, but do get the POW. And a KO on the chameleon skink again. And the ball bounces into a good area for us. Fail the first Dauntless. What's coming in gets that, but it doesn't free up this. Now the ball is still marked by our runner here. Goes for the pickup, but fails. And now I am thinking here we have a good shot. We bully a skink. We bully a skink. Into another KO. So now he's only got 2 skinks left on the pitch right now. Get the ball. And we start working our way back down. Blitzes and marks our ball carrier. Goes to hit our Troll Slayer, gets the hit. And I think, yep, gets the KO if I remembered right. So the gap for pieces is closing. We get the Blitz, knock the Saurus down. Go for a hit, get a 2-die into a reroll Frenzy, or we reroll Dauntless for the 1-die. Blitz is off with the Saurus to get the knockdown on the dwarf lineman, and gets the rush to mark the ball carrier, which is huge right now because we are in a spot that it is hard for us to help defend him. To which I try really hard here. And this is where it kind of turns out. So we go for a hit here for a 2-die. We get the push that we need to free up a warrior. And then we fail our go for it to get the hit, which all we would have needed was a push, and then we probably could have gotten down and scored. Gets a hit on the ball carrier, frees up the ball. And then I hope he doesn't pick it. He didn't pick it up, but he does end up picking up with that 5, getting that ball down the pitch, and is now has a skink in the field. Alone, I'm not really going to be able to catch them. At least I don't think so. But I still try. Start shuffling and chasing down. Then I decide, instead of blitzing the ball carrier, I want to mark to do that. And then I decide to do something stupid and take a Zarg dice, hoping to just not get a skull anywhere to take him down. I should have just left him mark and forced him to do something off of him. So that frees him up to blitz my lineman. And then that's more or less it. Starts pushing around. And now my opponent, Captain S'mores, is getting a bunch of lucky 1-dies. try to go to push him because this would have freed him up to get down here. To do that, his turn 16, he just runs it in. So ties it all up. Gets a solid defense, but I don't think he does anything. We have the ball just knocked out again. We go to bully a few on the line. We get another injury at the end of the game here. Getting some more SPP on a few of our players. And then we go for a pass. Which we actually get it and get the 6 XPP on Tiny A-Wing. Tiny TIE Defender got MVP that one here too. So it sets us up for these. Go back to the team. I will show you what we ended up getting for everything. So we got block on Tiny A-Wing to give us a block runner, our primary ball carrier here. We got grab for Tiny A-Wing, Tiny TIE Defender that we randomed into. Not the greatest, but it can make for some fun shenaniganery. And then, even though he's going to be out, we did pick guard for our airspeeder here. And we did pick up a extra lineman to give us 11. We would have been getting them anyway, but now going forward, we will be having a bench just in case that happens again. I'm okay with 2 rerolls. I'm okay with my apothecary, so we're all pretty well set for most of this stuff. We will be kind of working towards another one here. But yeah, that seems pretty well set for us. And then tomorrow around 1 o'clock, we are going to be playing against the Rats, against Maxway here. Ooh, let's see what we are facing. We have a Roger we need to beat up. We have 2 Blitzers, one with Juggernaut. Gutter Runners, which we are going to struggle with. Even more so now because they both have block. Thrower that has agility down. And then a thrower that has a potential level up. We have a Skaven, a clan rat that has monstrous mouth. And then just 3 of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We do still have the block advantage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. He has he has a bench as well too. So tomorrow at about 1 o'clock Eastern, we will be playing this team and hopefully can get a good win here. Where do we sit in the ranking right now? We sit towards the bottom. Not for lack of trying, but we are here for that one. Nobody's played yet. Our opponent's team from the last match, though, is kind of hurting. Okay, back up to 11. At least 11 players. But missing 1, 2 skink, 2 Saurus, and a skink for this upcoming game. He's going to be getting 3 skinks to fill those out. So that's going to be rough against Lord Serenix here. So yeah, that was our games that we played this last week. Hopefully, when I try to stream tomorrow, I won't have any issues and I can actually show you a live game. But thank you guys for coming back around, watching the stream here, letting me get those matches, those replays out there to show some stuff off. And I will see you. Let's see how the world is doing. How many games are left here for this one? Or can I roll? Oh, there's still 2 games left to play. Okay. Oh yeah, we'll see how everything goes. Nothing bad happening yet, but we shall see. So okay. I am going to let you guys go. Thank you so much for sticking around, and I will see you guys next stream. Bye.